What's going on, ladies and gents? Kages here and welcome back to another video. Today, we're diving into Digimon Beatbreak episode 21 titled The Ones Beside You. Last week was an amazing episode. We got at big fights, absolutely love the Almarizamon versus Azdarmon battle. Shout out to my boy Greymon too, it was crazy. And today's episode, we're kinda back with one of those emotional weight that just kept building, and which Beatbreak is always delivers upon that. And I must say, this episode is no different. We got a Murasamemon versus Gigasmon battle, Rena's passionate persuasion, and Luca and Ludomon's feeling finally surfacing. Interesting development, and it moved me, right? And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the episode. The episode began with Almarizamon defeating Azdarmon, and as we already know, the loser gets cold-hearted. No hesitation, no mercy, and just like that, Raido is taken away too. That moment felt heavy. I think it's because now it's kind of like personal for Tomoro. It's not just random fighters anymore, right? It's someone we've been following. Then both Glowing Dawn and Tactics just show up at the scene, and I'ma be real, the way they both shows up is just aura farming, right? Glowing Dawn start with Murasamemon slashing the entire arena. They got that faceless treatment, and Rena just way too calm. And I like how she said to thank Hitomi-chan later on. Can't wait to see that scene. And Tactics just jumps their way in, anime style. And Monodramon turns back into Gerkomon here. It's so cute, dude. Also, I like how they show how wiped out Gekkomon and Tomoro here shows us that it was a crazy battle for them, right? Then Hotaruko, Tomoro, and Makoto immediately move to search for Raido, while Kyo and Rena confront Nido and Granite. The battlefield splits, and emotionally, so does the episode. Hotaruko is the one who finds Raido first, and I really like this scene. She tells him, calmly but firmly, that there are things that he needs to know. Not in a dramatic way, not screaming, just the truth. She reveals that the bounty targets Raido captured were being forced to fight in the Colosseum and then get cold-hearted afterward, right? Let that sink in. Everything he thought he was doing right was just feeding this system. And then comes the real blow. Nido never intended to bring Raido back to Tactics. Never. And honestly, the fact that Hotaruko-chan was ordered to eliminate Raido and she just ignores it without hesitation, it made me laugh a little bit, right? Like, Nido really has zero command presence if his subordinates just say, oh hell nah. That tells you everything about his leadership, dude. But funny enough, I don't quite think this is the end of Nido. Like, Toei played a lot with his character. Like how callous, uncaring, and cold he is toward his teams, right? I don't know if there's gonna be a backstory or some shit, right? But yeah. Now we shift to the Murasamemon versus Gigasmon fights, and this is where things get tense. Nido tells Granite, now's the time to carry out the order from that day. And that line carries history. Granite then starts pouring E-Pulse endlessly into Ludomon, and Gigasmon literally grabs Ludomon like a shield and keeps on fighting. And that image is brutal. Murasamemon keeps attacking, but then Kyo realizes Ludomon is absorbing Granite's E-Pulse non-stop, draining his life. So Kyo tells him to stop attacking. And I'll be honest, this is the type of scene where I feel I wanted to see more. Like, Murasamemon is insanely strong, but there's always something holding him back. Low E-Pulse, timing, circumstances, and I get it. Story-wise, if he went all out, he'd probably end everything instantly. He's an ex-Gogyosei after all, right? But still, I kinda want to see him unleashed properly, if you know what I mean. But this episode, ooh, they shows us another one of his signature moves. Go no Zan, Murashigure, forceful slash, fall rain. It's just getting attention, right? But compared to his previous moves, Tsukishigure with the yellow aura, Murashigure got that purple energy to it, plus the water sound effects, which is really cool. Now we get to the emotional core of the episode. Granite's past. After losing someone important in a national conflict, Stella, he started searching for a place to die. And that's such a dark place to be in, mentally. Then he met Nido, right? And Naito told him, your life has a purpose. I'll prepare a worthy place for you to die. Use your life for me. Think about how manipulative that is. Gosh, Granite wasn't saved here. He was given permission to self-destruct in a more useful way. So now, to fulfill that promise, Granite keeps pouring E-Pulse into Ludomon, preparing for his own end. Rena tries to talk him down. It doesn't work. So she physically runs in to stop Ludomon, and I'ma be real, that was intense. And also, that was a bit reckless of her to do that. Just throwing yourself at the problem? I mean, you could die, right? Reminds me of certain someone. I don't know. Might be of the red hair. I did laugh a bit seeing her cling to Ludomon, like spinning around. It's dramatic, but also kind of chaotic, right? But then she says the line, screw all that orders. Are you two really okay with this? It's your life. At least decide it yourselves. And that's kind of like the turning point, right? But those words don't reach Granite first. They reach Ludomon. And from the way he looked at Granite, and I guess just from his expression and his voice alone, we could tell he can't take it anymore, seeing his owner suffering throughout his whole life. Then, ignoring Naito's command, Ludomon keeps blocking Gigasmon attacks, and then Rena-chan look at Granite and says, look, Ludomon is protecting you. He's been fighting this whole time, just for you. And you got to fight too, Granite. That scene, when he witnessed Ludomon's armor shatters in front of him, which is kind of cute, reminds him his true feelings, wanting to, wishing that he could, to protect Stella. Yeah, that one's got me. I nearly cried there, not gonna lie. I think that's when I understood why this voice actress, Tomoyo Kurosawa-san, was cast as Rena. The passion, the intensity, the sincerity, you could feel every word, dude. It reminds me how powerful voice acting can be when it really lands. Like, I feel it all the time for Gekkomon, Megumi Hansan, right? Insane talent, dude. And then Granite finally breaks, not out of despair, but out of realization. He doesn't just want to be protected anymore. He wants to be the one to protect. And with that feeling, Ludomon evolves. Tia Ludomon. And holy, that evolution sequence is just so good. The fire too? You know, foreshadowing Braiwen Ludramon. He really looks like the Knight of Justice now. It feels earned. And seeing it in the anime, he kind of looks like a mini Mirage Gaogamon burst mode, which is cute. And immediately, Tia Ludamon demonstrated his strength, blocking Gigasmon arms, and by freezing Gigasmon attacks and even shattering his arms, Tia Ludamon proves something important. He might not win against a perfect level, but he's strong enough not to lose. I mean, defense is his kind of thing, you know what I mean? And sometimes that's enough, right? Proganamon then destroys the collapsing Colosseum and everyone escapes, except Raido and Hotaruko-chan don't make it out with them. And that's concerning. I wish they do, somehow. And since they're confirmed to appear again, I feel like we're definitely entering the climax of the Tactics arc now. Also, Tomoro apologizing sincerely. This was my fault, my bad, I'm sorry. And that just shows a lot of growth. At the start of this arc, the team felt fractured, awkward. Now, they've grown closer. Each of them has changed individually, and it shows they're becoming a real team now. And then we get the political fallout. Because of Genjo Canada's action, Clay's confidential client data leaks to the Ministry of Public Protection. And then, Chairman Wong officially announces that Clay Arsalan is expelled from the Gogyosei and designated as a bounty target. And that's massive, dude. This will become national news. Clay is about to lose everything. Status, power, influence. And now I'm curious, right? Like, Who will he blame to all this mess to though? Chairman Wong? Glowing Dawn? It seems like he knew that Kyo won't do such a thing intentionally. I think it's gonna be Genjo, right? Probably him. He got the evidence too, I don't know. I'm very interested in what Desperate Clay looks like. He got the whole Tactics soldiers behind him too. And dude, what's with that ominous big ass room at the basement where everyone that got cold-hearted are being thrown in there? The whole drills and Proganomon appearing there too. It's just crazy. It's like Clay just feeds the losers to Proganomon, like a feeding ground. Sheesh. Yup, I feels like Clay gonna be this first big boss that Glowing Dawn gonna be facing, unlocking their perfect level perhaps? Anyhow, this is sorta our first victory for Reina-chan at least, finally getting Luca out of there. And this one's a big one, right? Finally recruiting one of the Tactics members. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I personally think that Ludomon is one of the scariest Tactics members. Yeah. W Rena. Really proud of our vice captain over here, dude. And next episode, Rebellion. It really feels the Tactics arc is approaching its conclusion, and I'm excited. So guys, what are your thoughts on this episode? What are your thoughts on Tia Ludomon, Rena? And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Kage signing off. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you on to the next one. Peace!